smile, we're going for a hike.
These are the happy faces of a family who don't realize they're about to be robbed. First, let's back things up a little bit. My mom and I just finished a cross-country road trip to move me into my new apartment in downtown Phoenix, and on the way back, we decided to spend a few nights in the city of Austin. My sister was already flying in to visit one of her friends, so it was the perfect time. Throughout the entire trip, one thing that we consistently did was go hiking. Since we didn't consistently have access to a gym, it was a great way for us to stay in shape and get our cardio in. Everything was going well for the majority of the trip, up until we reached Austin. In Austin, we decided to go for a hike at Barton Creek. When we entered the trail, we saw a sign like this, telling us not to leave any of our valuables in the car because chances were they were going to get stolen. We figured that we were fine because we locked the car. I had my wallet on me, and my mom had her small wallet, which had the majority of our money in it. The one thing that we did leave in the car, though, was my mom's purse. It wasn't in plain view or anything, and like we said, the car was locked, so we figured that we would be fine. So we went off and started our hike. The hike itself went well, but while we were taking pictures and enjoying the scenery, we didn't know that someone was breaking into our car. When we first got back to the car, there were no obvious signs that this had happened to us. In fact, we didn't even realize that we had been robbed until a couple of hours later when my mom went to check her purse and realized that some money was missing from the one pocket and some Visa gift cards were missing from a completely different pocket. So we put our heads together and we started thinking about when and how this could have happened. Ultimately, we came to the conclusion that this must have happened while we were hiking at Barton Creek. Between the time that the money disappeared, the signs everywhere saying don't leave your valuables out, and just the feel that we got for where we were, it made the most sense. So we started to look around some more for some more telltale signs, and that was when we found this. The keyhole to my mom's car had been blocked, and part of the lock itself had even been dented. After realizing what had happened and where it had happened, my mom and my sister decided to take a drive back to the creek to just take a look around. They didn't expect to find anything, but they just wanted some more confirmation. While there, they noticed that the entire parking area was covered in broken glass, a telltale sign of broken car windows, and the place looked a lot shadier than we had initially viewed it. This, coupled with all the other information, such as the sign telling us not to leave any valuables in the car and the knowledge of when the money had to have disappeared, cemented that this is where it had to have happened. Now, I didn't make this video to scare any of you off of traveling or anything like that. I decided to share this story so that way you could all be a little bit more aware, and so that way I could share some tips to help prevent this from happening to you. The first tip: if you see a sign warning you about pickpockets or thievery or leaving valuables in your car, listen to it. There's a good reason why that sign's up in the location that it is. The next tip is to make sure that you don't keep all of your money in the same place. This is something that my mom actually did, and it kind of came back to bite us. A few nights before this, she had separated all of the money from her wallet and put some of it into various compartments on her purse. If she had left all of it in her wallet, there would have been nothing there for when the thief broke into the car. But we failed to take into account tip number 3, which is always keep track and remember where you have your valuables. Part of why this occurred to us is because we forgot that we'd separated the money like that. We didn't realize that the money wasn't all in my mom's wallet and that some of it actually was in the car. We made the mistake when we saw the sign saying don't leave valuables in the car that there weren't any valuables in there. We thought we had them all on our body. If we had taken the time to remember where we kept everything and how we had separated everything, we could have helped prevent this. Now, these tips are a good foundation, but above all, just be aware. Pay attention to your surroundings, and if you get a bad feeling from a certain area, listen to it. I hope that some of these tips help you out so that way you guys don't end up in the same situation that we did. If any of you have any other tips or comments on this, feel free to let everybody know down in the comments. Thank you all again for watching, and I'll see you next time.